Hey, welcome back, hero lovers, villain haters. We're taking a look again at the DEFCON 5 series. Today, we're diving into Bhootakash team trials, where I ran this gravity control, time manipulation, energy mastery controller on a team of 5, looking to compare her statistics versus my defender, the Marquis du Temp, who's also using time manipulation in combination with dual pistols and ice mastery. Because in DEFCON 5, we're trying to get at the answer to which of these classic archetypes, defender or controller, is the superior supporting class in the game of City of Heroes, the homecoming servers, where I'm playing on the Excelsior Shard. So I haven't taken a look at this video in its entirety yet. I posted it up to YouTube close to about a week ago, and I haven't seen it. So I don't know what's going to happen aside from what my memories are of that moment. But we're going to do a little meta analysis. This is like a narcissist dream here. We're going to go ahead and watch my own video, and I'm going to comment on it, dissecting it, diagramming it, explaining what's going on, what I was thinking, what I was seeing, etc., 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 giving you the qualitative analysis of this build. And then we're going to combine that with the quantitative statistics that I put together. A little spoiler of some of the numbers before we wrap this all up in the next video. We're going to compare side by side these two time manipulating characters and try to come up with the verdict as to which defender or controller was better. But let's go ahead and tackle this video first. Pop that over here. Here is the squad that we put together. Let me go ahead and grab my headset here so I can listen to all the fine action with you folks. Try not to strangle myself with the wires here. Confounded wired headsets. All right, so we've got our hero, Bhootakash. She is, as I mentioned, a controller, gravity, time, energy. I went through her build video and some solo action about a week and a half ago. Talked you through my idea there for her to be this cosmic force, just using crushing death to slow, immobilize, hold her targets, and slowly squeeze the life force out of all of them. Similar concept to what I had with my defender, just using the stacked minus speed, minus recharge, that sort of thing. Put an end to her victims, I suppose you would call them. But in this episode, we've put together a team of 5, and I have posted this video as well. The unadulterated version where you just see the raw footage. But here we're going to take a look at it with a discerning eye. We've got Bhootakash, my controller. She is level 50 and she is +3. She's got tier 3, maybe a tier 4 unlocked. So she'll be functioning as a level 51 character. We're going to be taking on level 54 enemies. So level 54s. So everything for me is +3. Meanwhile, I've got Spirit Bear, who is a best of the worst ally from the channel that Wednesday Woe has put together here on the homecoming servers, and we'll take a look at what their build is in a second. They are a level 50 character. I don't remember how incarnated they are, but we'll take a look, I think. Then we got Space Girl, the Sentinel, which I don't remember knowing their character, so I think her, General Paragon, and Officer Rob are all pugs, if my memory serves. So they'll show up in the zone in a second. So let's go ahead and start the vid. See if we can get some information on these characters for you. All right, here we go. We've got ourselves Spirit Bear, which is one of our best to worst friends here. And they are a level 50 non-incarnated build. And we got Space Girl, who's actually level 40. Powers, we're looking at Dark Blast, Dark Armor, Sentinel. Dominator's Officer Rob and General Paragon, I'm not sure about yet. So let's see what we got here.
select this group.
All right, so I know Officer Rob was a Dominator. I think they were assault, if I'm not mistaken. Which I have one of my own, but I have not yet played that beyond the first few levels. If you saw my lost videotape of multi-tool that I posted a few months back when I was getting into the Learn to Play series, I was actually going to use that as my Learn to Play specimen, but I opted instead for the Grave Raven. Sentinel. If you haven't seen those videos and you want to know more about how to get started in the game and level up and earn some cash, you can go ahead and check out my channel for that. Which, of course, you should probably like and subscribe while you're there. But Officer Rob is playing a Dominator, so it's going to help me get some stackable controls. And then we're waiting for them to show up here with General Paragon. We're running some tip missions, and this one is an Independence port, saving the people of the Isles. So let's go ahead and get the other folks here. All right, General Paragon is a brute. There we go. See if we can get some stats on them.
Chats logged, mission selected, Officer Rob, General Paragon is a brute. Let's see what level they are.
47.
Brute.
All right.
Powers.
So far, I'm the only incarnated.
Energy shield.
Energy shield. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah, we got our little frisbees now.
I forgot what Spirit Bear was. Powers.
50. Looks like they're incarnated.
Okay, they are incarnated.
So we got a couple incarnates. It's only vet level 5 though, so he's not like uber incarnated.
Vet level 5. I think, and yeah, I don't know if his alpha is unlocked, but I do remember later seeing him summoning lore pets. So I don't know if he's even alpha. Maybe just tier 1 alpha, but I saw lore pets at some point. So by vet level 5, you can probably have a couple of your powers. Well, unless he sent himself some, what is it, transcendent merits, I think they are, that allows you to take your incarnate Empyrean merits, I think it is. I think it's 50. So 50 to 1. I think it's transcendent merits. Anyway, you can mail yourself transcendence, and then your alts can grab these and get 50 Empyrean merits. So he could have unlocked some of his incarnates and maybe has a tier 3. He's definitely got at least a tier 2 with his lore pets. It might be tier 3. So we'll have to see if we can pick up anything else coming out of him. But at this point, we've got a level 50. I think Space Girl was 40. 47 was Paragon. Officer Rob is 50, we'll assume, +1. And then, of course, I'm 50 +1. So, not too shabby of a crew. Nobody's overpowered aside from, I guess, my character. And we're going to be running some tip missions, throwing a paper or a radio mission, and then we're going to end with the safeguard. Let's go ahead and see what happens with this crew.
All right, let's do this.
I think if I remember that this was the first of my DEFCON runs where I was seriously thinking about not finishing the 5 missions. I don't want to spoil it, but the team, man, it took a while. Let's just put it that way. So it was like, oh my God, just missions were going so long. So you can probably tell by the length of this video. Or if you saw the original team video, you'll know it was 2+ hours. All right, so here we go. I'm going to use a classic gravity control approach. And what you'll see me do a lot is what you just saw me do, and that is I'm going to wormhole as my alpha. Now here's the thing. We've got a couple of beefcakes. We've got a scrapper. We've got a brute. So we could do some standard, have them alpha, go in and stir things up. And that's what you actually see Spirit Bear do. They charge in and go around the corner over here, which is, it's fine. I don't know. Spirit Bear is not incarnated, so they're taking out +4s, which, for a scrapper, that's probably not a big deal. But Arachnos can be kind of hard, and of course you got your other couple of characters here. We don't have our brute on the screen yet, so that's a little bit, concerning just because we're only got 4 people at this point. So Spirit Bear's gonna go in there, but I didn't warn anybody what I was gonna do. But you'll see me do this a lot. because this is what I think gravity. If you have a gravity controller on your team, they should, depending on what all your rest of your team makeup is, but they should or could be your alpha strike over and over and over again because you don't need LOS. You don't need line of sight to alpha. You're going to use wormhole, and it's going to be a huge stun around corners, and it allows you to reposition the enemy to wherever you want. The only downside to this is I think bosses, at least +4 bosses, I think are immune or are too high a level to be teleported by wormhole. But you'll see me do this a lot. And in this particular scenario, the reason I did it is again, we have a little bit of a weaker team I'm looking at here. Not all of us are on the map yet. I power boost, so power boost is gonna, jank up my specials. I'm gonna get even longer stun here. But for me, there's no point in going up here to see them with line of sight, right? Because then they could get aggro and start attacking me. Quite possible. Because I think it's the Seers. They have plus perception. I think they're running like tactics or something like that. So they could easily see me. My pets can start aggroing or whatever. And now we've got a bunch of incoming attacks. So why bother when I can just wormhole their ass from outside of line of sight and dump them right over here, stunning, 3/4, 90% of the group, and then just start nuking them right here. The problem is that last part, nuking. Spoiler, I don't think our team has a lot of AoE damage. All right, we got a Scrapper, doesn't traditionally have a lot. Brute traditionally doesn't have a lot of AoE. And then the only people who have AoE would be our Dominator, which is limited AoE. And then you've got your Sentinel, which should be your main AoE. But they were Dark Blast, which doesn't have the greatest of AoE attacks. You got like, what I think, Nightfall and Tentacles maybe is your two like cone attacks. We don't have a ton of nukage where we can just drop bombs, rains, and stuff like that, fireballs. So kind of keep your eyes out for that as to what's going to end up happening and why these missions I think take so long at the end of the day. So boom, now the Spirit Bear's going in, doesn't know what I'm about to do, then bang, drop him. Now I start going to work. Somebody's chucked a judgment, it wasn't me. So maybe that's Officer Rob. See, Officer Rob as a vet level 5, I don't know where he's got all those lore pets. Maybe he's got his alpha then. He's got judgment power, so he must have sent himself some Empyrean merits, I'm thinking, would be my guess.
Oh, my fairy.
All right, so pretty safe, right? I just grab a whole bunch of dudes, throw them around wherever I want, done. All right, now this is when I start getting frisky. Again, now if these guys kind of follow my lead, you'll see what I start doing. All right, so there's where that was a mistake going in that deep. I should have pulled them, dropped them closer, but check out our two melee, Spirit Bear and General Paragon. They go too far in for what I was attempting because what I'm seeing is we've got a cluster of foes right here who I'm targeting with Wormhole. There's also another group, you can kind of see them over here, but there's a group over here. I don't want to go up here too close because then we're going to get aggro. There's also another group back here, and I know there's another group around the corner in the warehouse room over here. So you got potentially, this is probably one big group here, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4 different pockets of enemies that can all converge on you if you get yourselves too deep right here. And that's exactly what happens because I think both Spirit Bear and General Paragon go rushing in like, good old fashioned melee types. But they put themselves at high risk. They both are not incarnated again. We're taking out +4s, +5s in the case of General Paragon, who's, he's running shield defense, which isn't probably the greatest against, +5 enemies. So they get in super deep, and this is when stuff starts going bad, as I recall. Let me see. All right, so I'm wormhole. I'm trying to pull them in closer. And they bounced a little bit further than I wanted. I should have dropped them like right next to me.
That's not a good start. Don't do that.
Now we've got aggro. Look at this. One group, two groups, three groups. All right, I'm like, F it. We got to go into full court press here.
This is gonna get hairy real fast.
Okay, let's lock it down. Lots of damage coming in. Brute's taking damage. Scrapper's taking damage. Space Girl's taking damage. Spirit Bear's dead.
Sound like Donkey Kong.
I think all four of those groups are now aggroed. Exactly what I didn't want to do. All right, fuck it. I'm going full
I can't see shit.
full court press. Kill. I'm held. Get me unheld. Get me unheld. I'm thinking we're all done here. General Paragon's taking massive damage.
Get me out of this. Get me out of it.
Come on, Clarion. There it is. All right, now it's on. All right, you guys want to play? I'll take you all.
Going in.
Another Ion came flying. That's got to be Officer Rob.
Offensive mode.
I'd like to see some more damn domination here. Where is it? I'm just in there in melee because I have my aura doing the minus damage and minus to hit. Get the buffs going. All right, our dead guys are back up. Locking things down. One thing I'm wishing I don't think I have.
General Paragon is.
I don't have my AoE hold. Is that true?
Hold on a second.
Hold on, exactly. Hold on. Let me double check something. One sec. All right, I do have my AoE hold. I think I've already activated it, but there's just so much freaking stuff to control. I just can't get it all at once. I see what the problem was, why they were so thick in here. If you look, we're supposed to be saving 3 people, and there's one of them right here. So whenever you have one of these hostage situations, there's an extra mob with bosses, usually a double boss mob. So there was that group right in here. There was the other group over here. There was another group back here. And like I said, there was another group over here. I don't know if the guys on the left got aggroed in here, but it might have been some. So there was at least 3 groups aggroed, if not 4. And each group has at least 2 bosses. So we're talking, 2 bosses, 4 bosses, 6 bosses, possibly more from the left. I think that's what we're down to now. But there were so many freaking guys coming in. And Rakdos has a whole bunch of debuffery going on. They melted our 2 melee guys. And the one thing I'm not seeing a lot of, and I do remember seeing a lot more later in the subsequent missions, is I'm just not seeing a lot of control at this point from our Dami. He's clearly knows what he's doing. He's got some vet levels unlocked, but I'd like to see some domination yet. I don't think I've seen any. And I'm just maybe not familiar enough with Arsenal control to know what to look for. But I do remember seeing it later, like the ice patch stuff and whatever else. So just trying to figure out, like, I feel like I'm kind of on an island at this point, right? So I'm like in the middle of the thick of this crap, using my debuff aura to keep myself and my allies alive. Remember, Spirit Bear had already dropped. General Paragon had died. Space Girl, I forgot if they died or they're almost dead. So we were like down like half the team. And I'm like, charge in there, try to debuff and lock down, control, hold, immobilize, wormhole, slow, whatever I can do to just keep these enemies down. And it all started because I didn't wormhole far enough and my melee guys charged in too deep. So I'm going to back it up to the start of this whole mess. Because I knew this was going to happen if we got too close. Look at all this crap. All right, so here we are. This is what I was trying to do, and I didn't do it right. Is I was wormholing this group, and I wanted to dump them over here, but I think maybe my depth perception got off or something from there, and I dropped them, or they bounced over here. And then you see Spirit Bear had gone too far in, like a crazy scrapper, right? Spirit Bear, you crazy scrapper, getting scrapper lock, diving in. Scrapper lock. Boom, we're going in. And then our brute, who I think he was a little bit nervous. Again, I probably would be too. Again, you got shield defense, which I don't think is the greatest armor set unless you can get a bunch of defenses from your sets and stuff. But he's probably doesn't have all his sets and whatever. He's not level 50. He's not incarnated. He's taking out plus fives, and you're going with your a defense armor set. So he's like, I don't know if I should go in there, but he does go in there. Space Girl's up here too. She's got Dark Blast. That requires a lot of cone blasting. So the three of them are kind of getting up tight. And that, of course, is going to alert this group over here. And that's what I was trying to avoid. I wanted to drop them over here with the wormhole so we didn't aggro this. But as soon as Spirit Bear goes down there, they are spotted by this group. The group in the back, I think, is seeing him. And if anybody around the corner, I don't know how far up they got, but you could have easily aggroed this other group. So we have multiple aggroed groups at this point, which is exactly what I didn't want to have happen. But my wormhole, I jumped the gun on it. I should have. I need to get like a macro that has like an announcement. I had this on the previous grav control characters where I'll press like whatever. I'll have a little macro in my tray that says wormholing target blah 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 standby whatever, and then hopefully people understand. Wait a second, I'm about to dump something in your lap. All right, Spirit Bear backs up to try to get the guys I just grabbed.
Not a good start. Don't do that.
Okay, Spirit Bear backed up because they saw I pulled the guys towards us. So I've got everything. Here's that entrance. I'm trying to avoid this. Over here is that side tunnel, or the side room. So I wanted to drop on over here, away from that, not have LOS. And also, again, we have that group back here. I'm trying to avoid aggroing them and aggroing them, but we got too far up here. But Spirit's backing up now to take these people on. I think they're playing Claws. Okay, Claws. Spirit, I don't know what your armor set is. Space,
Harry,
Space Girl's nuking. All right, little General Paragon's getting drained dry over here. Spirit Bear's taking a beating. Spirit Bear, you're brave. You're up there tanking like a beast, but you were just absolutely surrounded. All right, there's domination. Okay, I do see it now. I didn't see it earlier. Okay. Man, there's just crap coming from every which direction. My pets are putting in some work.
this is gonna get hairy real
There
fast.
goes the nuke from Space Girl. That gets her attention.
Hold on, buddy. I got you.
Hmm.
Hold on, buddy. I
All right.
got you.
So I give temporal selection to General Paragon to give him some more regen.
Dude, it's on over there. It's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Bear, you were just too much. I couldn't do nothing.
Dude, I can't see shit.
Domination's flying, overpower's flying. Space Girl's getting nuked. Space Girl, nice. I get held right here. I thought it was over. General Paragon, he's crashing.
Hold on, hold on.
He's eating chiclets like
Get me out of
Skittles like nobody's business. Now he's running for the hills. Oh crap. Oh crap, dude. That's hilarious. I love it. Check out General Paragon's like, I'm out. I just got held and I'm thinking I'm dead too. Dude, this is hilarious. So I am held. Give me a color that works here, guys. All right, I am held by some webs right there. Bear is dead right here. We've got massive arc of incoming here. This whole area is just chock full of dudes. And General Paragon, his endurance is pretty much almost gone. Yeah, he's getting effed. So the only person I don't have eyes at this point, because Space Girl just came up, nuked, and just backed out. But check out General Paragon trying to escape for his life.
Hold on. Get me out of this. Get me out of this.
Because he is just clicking. He's clicking all this stuff. He's like, I'm out. All right, now I get Clarion. Now my all right,
Hold
it's
on.
back on. It's back on. Look at the slow guys. See what I'm saying?
Offensive mode.
Back that up. All right, here's what I want you to see how the strategy of the slowing works. Watch the enemies around me.
Going in.
Speed, recharge. They can't move. I mean,
Offensive
I
mode.
think this is a good example of how the minus speed, the minus recharge does save your team. If I don't have minus speed, minus recharge, I have some other, whatever build, then all of these enemies are swarming us. They're around us, past us, through us, right? They're going to be moving and just hitting you from every direction. But with all the slowing and the immobilizing and minus recharge, I've got them all clustered in front of me in this arc. Okay, they're not going anywhere past me. So I'm just putting myself in here like a plug and gonna have them crash against this. They're like a wave just crashing against a massive break wall. They're not going any freaking where. This is exactly what I wanted to see with this character. All right, throw wormholes, stun some more idiots. I mean, they're all trying to hit me. I capped my smash resistance here. I'd love to know what my defense numbers were.
I don't know where General Paragon is.
He's behind me. He's getting his toggles back up. He's retoggling.
Hold on a second.
He's another brute that I noticed. If you saw my video with the stone brute, I think it was with Marquis. There was the stone brute who was running out of endurance, and again, we had a higher level character running out of endurance. So I don't know if the same idea here. Maybe General Paragon isn't slotted very well. It's possible, and that's why he's running so low on end. And it's something that you'll see me preach a lot with my build videos. Is I'm always talking about endurance drain versus recovery, and how that's super important to have that two to one, 3 to 1 ratio in order to not run out of endurance. So if you're trying to run higher level stuff, especially with these moves throwing their minus recovery minus end at you, you have to have recovery management, endurance management. All right, we got it under control now. Like my pets are just up there, just like F it, let's go. It's just that one Fortunata Seer back there that's a problem. I mean, the safest place for me is just to be right up in it because I know I've got my aura's debuffing. I got zoinked again.
All right, I see you back there.
Dude, holding, stunning.
Freaking hell! Enough of this. I need thing. Get me out of there.
Yeah, she almost had me. Look at her. She's trying. I thought she was gonna kill me.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. You're not gonna get away with this.
Oh, we got her. We got her. Those mistresses have like an extra layer of mez protection.
Bosses in there, guys.
Oh, one thing I noticed. Okay, so I have slotted my distortion field with the energy font. And this energy font that's in the distortion field power, I may have found the secret sauce here because this thing spawned a whole bunch of times and contributed a lot of damage. more than my other controllers. Let me give you a little spoiler on that real quick. So when I crunch the numbers on this one, here she is. This is her pet statistics. So check this out. The energy font contributed a whole bunch of damage, 12,000 plus. Compare that with Ostara, my plant control. She had, it was about 3,500 with her energy font. And then Fei Wode, my other controller, the dark controller, she had about 4,000. And if I remember, both of these characters had it slotted in their immobilized, their AoE immobilized power. The idea being, oh, I can spam that AoE immobilize as an attack and get it to proc. And it was procking. And I remember somebody, commenter on one of the videos, said they were surprised by how little damage Energy Font did, considering it's like this ATO, derived power. And generally speaking, ATO type of things are superior to, let's say, your average run-of-the-mill damage proc type of stuff. And so it was very low numbers compared to other damage sources I had out there. But here in this power, Distortion Field, which is not even a control power from your control set, this is from Time Manipulation. And controller holding is part of its abilities, its effect, but it's like a minor thing. It has a chance to proc holds and whatever, and it's a pretty low chance. But that proc hold chance allows you to slot your controller ATO in it. And so I have Distortion Field slotted with that one. And it was procking the crap out of Energy Font. I mean, I didn't really notice at the time, but in hindsight, after I'm going to start watching for these videos. But when I looked at the stats here, I'm getting 3 or 4 times the damage here. So this Distortion Field slotted Energy Font was putting in a lot of work. And maybe I'm wondering, because one of the issues I saw, one of the reasons I speculated why this ATO in your AoE immobilized wasn't doing much is when you activate the power that has that, that's you. There's you activating your power against your enemy who's over here. All right, so you're doing your AoE hold after them. AoE immobilize. What I noticed is that you did proc the energy font a lot. There's your energy font. But then it would sit there next to you and not attack, or would have a delay before it would swoop over there and then attack, and then sometimes it would kind of swoop over there and sort of stand around. And it might be because it wasn't aggroed or something like that. So the energy fonts would spawn pretty well. I'd have 2 or 3 out, but they wouldn't like charge in and do any damage. Whereas here, I think because you're talking about a patch power and the enemy's standing in it, so if the font procs right there, it's right there on top of them and starts doing damage. I'm surmising that's what's going on. So this could be the secret sauce for how to get this ATO to contribute a lot more damage. And as you can see, it did pretty damn good, considering this is essentially a throwaway, debuff power, right? I mean, I'm just dropping this patch out there for the debuffs. But meanwhile, it's not only debuffing and throwing some hold controls, but it's putting out 12k damage, which is pretty sizable chunk of overall damage. It's about a fifth of what my Singularity was doing. My Singularity's out all the time, spamming 2, 3, 4 attacks. So that's pretty damn good, I think. So anyway, maybe that's the thing. If you have some sort of patchy power, you can throw it in there. Try that. All right, back to the vid. Bang. Let's see what happens.
Was a few.
All right, we clear it. We only had 2 deaths, which was miraculous, I think. The fact you only had 2 deaths.
It's all good. It's all good.
I think from this point forward, the team starts to gel. I think my allies start to see what I'm gonna do. Now, if you contrast this with what I was doing with Marquis, remember Marquis in that video? If you haven't seen that one, go ahead and check that out after this. He was more standing back, waiting as a beta. He wasn't gonna alpha and attack because he doesn't have alpha strike, capability that's gonna lock down a bunch of guys or debuff a bunch of guys to not kill him. The only thing he had was the distortion field, which is not a great alpha strike. So with that video, you saw me in that defender time manipulation. I was standing back a lot more, kind of waiting for my melee people to get in here. Now I sort of have the reverse thing. I have a couple melee people who are, wanting to go in there, but I am alphaing instead of them because I'm looking at this group and I'm going, all right, you guys could charge in there and alpha, getting yourself in the mix, which is fine. But there's, if there's another group over there, which spoiler there is, or over here, right now you're going to get shot from multiple directions, and I don't want to get in the middle of that stuff. Why should I get in the middle of that? So what I can do with Wormhole again, and I think that's what I'm about to do here, is I can go and just grab this group and dump them where we want them, and then our beefcakes can get in there and just destroy them. So it's a different mindset, but I think the team starts to gel around this idea. And maybe I should have typed some big, soliloquy about how I was going to do that. But, I think if you play with grav people, this is what you should start expecting. If your gravity is not performing surgery on the battlefield, grabbing things and just, slicing and dicing them and throwing them around the room, then they're not doing it right, my opinion. All right, let's
What do
go.
you guys think?
You know what I'm going to do, right? Check it out. I know there's a group over there. Maybe pull this shit. All right. Guess what? Guess what time it is? All right. See how the boss didn't come? They got hit by the stun, but didn't get teleported.
It's not good.
Again, mess.
Fucking god dang it.
Mmm. Mmm. There it is, you guys. I keep getting mez. It was surprising how often it happened. All right, so I played that one horribly. Let me go back because I'm looking at that album. What the hell was I thinking? All right, so right past here. Let me go look at this again. All right, we just got done with that triple whammy group. Maybe quad.
What do you guys think?
Boom. All right, so here's what I'm seeing. And I should have done, well, here's what I was thinking at the time, then I'll tell you what I should have done. So I'm seeing, we got a big old group here. And I know there's some additional guys here. These guys, I think part of their group had initially been aggroed and had been part of that four-way there. But there's some more left. So what I was thinking was, oh, why don't we get the rest of that part group to come out, right? To get these guys to come forward. So I attack this guy, I think, with lift. I'll throw him up in the air. That should aggro him and anybody else that's with him. That'll come around the corner, and then we won't bother with this group. Of course, it doesn't work too well. What I should have just done is I should have just taken this group right here because they were within range and just dragged their asses over here and dumped them. And I would just blast the ball here. And then this way, if anybody saw that and decides to come around the corner, then they can join the party and get murdered as well. But instead, I go after this group first. That doesn't work out. Then this group, I drag them. But the whole time, my big mistake is I just stand out in the open and let them hit me with range stuff. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I should have either brought those guys right here and then used my aura to help debuff them, or, ducked around these crates over here. But instead, I just stood there and took a beating. All right, miss with that. That starts it. Hit him again. Then I'm like, all right, this isn't going so well. My scrapper's looking anxious. I'm not sure what they're doing there. I'm not sure what Spirit Bear's doing. So I grab those guys. I'm taking damage.
Oh, dude, this is not good.
I'm taking hits. Held.
God dang it.
Okay, and again, I'm getting stunned and held. And that's This is the whole reason I have Clarion is to not get freaking held and stunned. I didn't run into this issue with Marquis, my defender, but I've been held and stunned like 3 times now, I think. Even with Clarion, so I gotta look and see. Maybe I need to get that tier forward and get that recharge faster. I think he does have greater recharge overall, so I think maybe that's why his is up more often. But anyway, freaking held, stunned, slap, pow. Now I'm freaking dead. That was the freaking problem. So right there, taking hits,
Oh, dude, this is not.
hits, stun, held.
God dang it.
I think it was that queen back there, the one that I had initially tagged.
It's freaking stunned and crap.
Yeah, I should have just stayed out in the open. That stupid T queen back there. Yeah, I should have got to break line of sight. There's energy font again. Those guys are hanging way back. Right there's the lore pets. Officer Rob has lore pets. So he's got lore pets. He's got ionic.
That was a bad setup. Just kind of need one person to sort of take point.
Yeah, see, this whole room was just not a good room. Well, whatever. That was just a bad play. I should have broken my LOS somehow. Or I could have grabbed the guys on the left and thrown them into the back part and then charged. Eat a purple. Okay, well, so be it. Oops, let me go back. So go down the hall finally. Got another group sitting right here. Beefcakes are going forward. Bosses. I'm going to go up there and try to hold them in place. See how, like, the distortion field is spawning the font, but the font is just, like, going right in there immediately. It's weird how it spawns next to you and not the target. Okay.
Some more, right?
Classic wormhole gravity move. You guys like that one, right? Check that out. So here it is. I've got everything slowed and held in front of me. I got my guys behind me are beating down, I think, a boss. So I'm like, all right, this is going to take me forever to whittle down this toxic tarantula. So I might as well have some fun while they're finishing off the other toxic tarantula. So I saw that other group. I grab some of these, throw them in the pile. Just keep stacking up. This is where you notice we don't have enough AoE damage. Because there's multiple times where I got piles of them just stacked and packed. And we just don't have enough killing speed. Definitely Officer Rob doesn't have a lot of attacks, it looks like. I'm not familiar enough with Arsenal Assault to know if they have decent cone attacks or whatever, like assault rifle.
What else can I do?
I don't think our brute has a lot of attacks. I don't think energy melee in general has a lot of attacks.
What we got, guys? What else we got?
All right, going to consolidate groups here. Grab the ones in the corner. Throw them over there. Hit him with the cryonic. Got another T Queen in there. Target her. Squish this group.
Nice. Whoever to knock that chick out of there before she went
Nuclear. Yeah, check that one out. So the T Queen was going to pop. Oh, my Sinji did it. Nice, dude.
Nice, whoever did knock that.
I thought it was one of the player. It was my pet. My pet bounced her. That's classic. Smart Sinji. All right, finishing this group off. Another group down the hall. Got them all stacked and packed again. So I was doing a lot of this. Just had them all stacked up, clustered together. I would then grab other groups and dump them in the pile. But what we needed was just some massive nukage from a blast or something. Oh, more enemies. Pets are going after them.
Uh-oh.
Sure, that dark. Somebody must have Darkest Night. Oh, Spirit Bear, get out of there. Like Spirit Bear is just like getting destroyed. General just got wrecked. Look, I'm immobilized again. Just gotta stop. Stop the madness.
Hold on.
All right, let's back this up. All right, so here we go. A couple of us were hanging back to finish the fight. The others went forward and started a fight. And somebody looks like they've thrown Darkest Nights out there, which would be the brute, would be my thoughts, because I don't think Arsenal has anything like that. Looks like a Darkest Night. Okay. So I'm like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Ice Patch goes out. Clicking some buffs. Spirit Bear, I don't have any single target buffs that'll help you. You're taking massive damage. Try to get some controls going. How the hell did Generals get destroyed?
Bro, get out of there.
I mean, Generals gets dissolved. Look at this. It's just fine. Second, did he just? I think he just shield charged. Back that up again. All right, Spirit Bear's in there. Try to throw some controls out. I think he just shield charged in. General Paragon, did you shield charge in there? I think so. Boom, yep, shield charge. Okay, that gets the aggro.
Bro, get out of there.
And he just gets evaporated. Spirit Bear's still taking massive damage. Now I'm freaking getting abused.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Got to get in the melee. That's my safest place. Look at how that TT is stuck like in that weird angle. Yeah. It's like our best opener is if I'm able to wormhole and throw stuff into a pile.
I need another second. I could have done something better.
So we didn't have a good alpha melee striker. Stupid Fortunata messed up here. Yeah, I can't be taking shots from multiple targets. I really wish that stupid boss TP thing. Like the bosses, I cannot move them with. I can stun them, I can hold them, whatever else, but I cannot teleport them at +4. Actually, technically +3. I mean, I wish that, whatever, how that works. Well, that wasn't a thing. Space Girl was dead from the nuke and stunned. How are you stunned? I thought Dark should have Mez protection.
One more to go, you guys. One more. Dude, this is brutal. Oh, this looks savage.
Look at this. Oh my god. You guys can see where how this is going.
Don't do it.
Oh, he did it.
Got him.
Look at that. I just wanted to put him in a corner. Put baby in a corner. I didn't want to charge down in there. Yeah, two groups. That's why I was pulling them.
Yeah. Back up.
Get out of there, guys. Get out of there. You can't take that kind of firepower. This is like the Rebel Alliance going on after the Star Destroyers and stuff. And Admiral Akbar is like, we can't survive that magnitude of firepower. All right, we're starting to figure this out. I just want to start performing surgery here. Some extractions. There we go. Lining them up. Don't charge it or I'm bringing them to us. There you go. Chuck my lunch. Uh-oh, now you did it. Now you did it, Spirit. Range damage, I don't like it. Got some extra aggro.
Guys, can't see shit. Got him. I got him. I got him.
More firepower. Need more firepower. Well, this is explaining for me my damage numbers now that I watch it again. You guys will actually be perhaps amazed by this. We'll see. As soon as we clear this group here. So we're beating down this group. Boom. Still got a whole freaking side room. I'm just going to start picking these guys off. Throwing them out here to play with them. You know, the usual. Crazy. So, you know, I'm able to grab these guys from different directions and throw them into piles. But what I see the team's running into is just a lack of kill speed, right? So I'm able to kind of grab, chunk, throw them, slow it down, lock it down, immobilize it. But then we don't just have a destruction. Grab some more guys, pile them on. My wormhole's kicking off like every 25 seconds or so. Got a group back there still.
It's like a fucking slaughterhouse.
Just not fast enough.
More picking. Pick them all. Just keep dumping. It's like taking the trash out.
I mean, hopefully the melees are appreciating this. You guys don't even have to go round up anything. I'll just bring them to you.
All right, get these damn clouds to do something more. All right, don't get too crazy over there, buddy.
Grab some more trash. Boom, boom, kill. Oops, sorry. I love when people go flying. Space Girl, we got to get you some KB. Oh, look out. Officer Rob behind you. So another section over there. Let's pull this crap in. Blast that.
Dude, this is just a never-ending wave of Arachnos.
Yeah, this first mission was like forever. It's like about 20 minutes.
A recruitment drive after this.
All right, so let's take a look at that. I want to see because these missions, like I was saying, were taking a while. Let me pull that up. So we're gonna finish that one. Where is it? Mission times. So here we go. Uh, this is where the problems started to manifest. That first mission, 25 minutes for just a basic, paper or tip mission. That's a lot of time. 28 minutes the next one, 22 at the third one. The shortest time was 15 minutes. 41 minutes on the safeguard. I spent over 2 hours finishing these 5 missions. 2 hours. 2 hours and 11 minutes. I think it was about here where I was like, I'm not even sure I'm going to run the safeguard because, man, I was at it for like 2 hours almost at this point, hour and a half, and I was getting tired. And now in hindsight, I'm seeing what the deal was. We just didn't have a lot of, like I said, that firepower, the kill speed. It was relatively safe. I mean, this first mission aside, I got to double check my numbers, but I think that was the only time I got defeated was in that mission. So that was, safe. And then allies, it wasn't too bad. We had the first couple people die, so that was the problem. But once we kind of got used to what we were doing, nobody in the next one, one. We did have three in the safeguard, but the safeguards are always the most dangerous. Those mayhems and safeguards and stuff. So, overall, it was a fairly safe run, but it just took so freaking long. 131 minutes.
Ambush,
That was,
probably.
it was crazy. Yep. So then Hollow Point shows up. Then we got to kill him. There's one problem with the tip missions. I mean, they're fun, challenging, but Rob's getting worked. Like I just saved his bacon. Yeah, that ambush spawned right on us. But anyway, these tip missions, just in general, take
Is being like
twice as long.
with Mez. Oh, I see. Because he's shield. I bet his clicky there dropped.
Yeah, his mez protection was dropping. He was getting held. Our sentinel's getting knocked back. So I saw just some deficiencies in my pug friends' builds here. They were getting clobbered by things that a slotted character shouldn't have a problem with, like mez or knockback or whatever. Especially if you're like a melee or shield based character. That's one thing if you're a controller, you don't have mez protection, but if you're a brute or something, you should have it. All right, so that mission finally ended. Then we go to take on.
Got a brute who's 40, whatever. And shield isn't the most tanky of builds.
So yeah, we're gonna go take on some carnies next. All right, let's see. Here's a nice classic opener. All right, so here I love this is where gravity can shine. So here we are, we're all gathering at the door. I'm glad that my teammates are kind of hanging around me because I can then do my buffs, which is what you see me doing. Chrono Shift and Farsight and stuff. And I see ahead the targets, right? So you guys know what I'm going to do. Targets, let's wormhole them right over here where we can drop bombs on them. Broken line of sight, right? Here's our line of sight corner. They can't see us, so I can snag them and drop them right over here. Snag them and bag them, wormhole style. Boink. There they go. Go in there and slaughter them now. Bam. They didn't know what hit them. Just gotta be careful when you're dealing with carnies though, because you got the ones they do the phasing. Here comes some idiots. Got debuffed like crazy, 43% to hit. It's like a 60% to hit debuff I was under. And the phasing just slows you down. Hey, beat her ass. Down to the next group. I just grab them, dump them in the corner. Just like that. I forgot what he was saying. It was some silly joke, you know. Some dad joke. Oh, here they come. Okay, now I'm starting to see a lot more of the Dominator's powers. They're over here, guys. Guy confused General Paragon. He's like, where do they go? Dead. Next. Now I know this intersection here, there's probably a group to the right and left, so I think I'm going to line up another wormhole pull. Some there. Yeah. So I like this. I'm like, ooh, I can grab these guys and bring them over. Let's do it.
Not the best placement, but I'll take it.
Boom, dump them. It's like a gravity controlled dumping ground right there. Man, see how we need more firepower? Just drop a bomb on those guys. I mean, this is why I end up doing so much damage. You can see it. So let me go ahead and pop that up for a little spoiler. Oops, I was just taking a whole bunch of damage. 1 second. All right, I'm good. All right. All right, so check out this freaking damage that I end up doing with this character. It's disgusting. So here you go. Go ahead and pause the video in the back here. So you see I'm having to do a ton of damage myself to finish these guys off because we just don't have it. So I end up putting out a total of personally 236,000 damage with just this controller. My pets throw in another 170,000 damage for a combined grand total of 407,425. Hands down, the most damage any of my characters has had to do is this character, this controller, more than any other controllers, more than any of the defenders at this point. So I am having to attack, attack, attack. And Crushing Field, I get a whole bunch of mileage out of this power because I have it slotted with 4 damage procs. You can see them all right here. So the power itself does about 13k. I get another 5 here, 4.5 there, about 10 there, and about 5 here. So 15, 18, that's what, 33, 37, 37,500 or something like that just from Crushing Field. It's freaking disgusting the amount of damage that power starts putting out. Energy Torrent, my simple cone is 28k more. Gravity Distortion, my single target hold with its damage proc. Apocalypse is chipping another 26, 27,000. Lift, my single target throw the guy up in the air is 23,000. Power Blast, that's my single target attack from my epic set. Propel, throwing stuff at people with a little bit of splash. Knockdown, 32k. I've got Ice Mistrals was chunking in there, and this is just from my Times Juncture. I've got Ice Mistral sitting in the damage proc there inside my aura. That's 10,000 damage. That's just me standing next to people doing damage. We can resolve. I didn't get a lot of mileage out of that. It's in my shield breakers in that power of the single target debuff. I didn't use it that much, so that may be sort of a wasted power, wasted pick, but it's more for like AV fights anyway. 1480 there, and then Cryonic 69,000. I mean, dude, look at all this stuff I was just spamming attacks and just damage, 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 damage. I already talked about the energy font putting out a good chunk. Singularity 65k. The elementals 27 and 65, so 170,000 total. So even with the pets, I was out damaging my pets, which is kind of rare-ish for my controllers. Most of my other two controllers have been more about 50-50, or I think it was Feywode actually the pets out damaged her in that build, but here, I mean, I out damaged my own pets by 60, 70,000. So it was just a total offensive, I don't want to say juggernaut, but I had to put out so much offense with this character just to kind of finish the mobs. And I think it was just because nobody else had a lot of damage on the team. I'm just watching everybody else. I mean, Space Girl has some single target stuff. I'm not seeing
Next if they stay there.
I'm not seeing much out of her as far as cones. I got to look at the Dark Blast set for Sentinels, and I'm pretty sure you got the cones, but I'm not seeing
What do
it.
you say? Is that too crazy?
Energy Melee on a Brute doesn't have a lot of AoE. Like Whirling Hands. There's some more fuel for the fire. Throw this crap down here. Kill those. Then we head down the hall. Look at that. More targets up ahead.
We need more bodies.
I'm going to start picking and choosing some more dudes. Here we go. Grab some more. Throw them onto the ice patch. Imagine if you had some rain powers. If you were on this team with me. Dropping, rain of fire, sleet, blizzard, whatever.
Like I'm getting to be a surgeon here with this freaking power.
You go sick. I think, gravity control is a great pairing with, like blasters that want to hang back. So it's not anything that these other teammates were doing wrong. It's just their builds were not very AoE aggressive or AoE rich or whatever you want to say. Boom, kill some more stuff. Then we got to go back because we got to go find more debutantes. Another big room.
Space Girl. Get out of there.
Look at this.
I don't know what just hit Space Girl.
Oh my lord, you guys. Where's Space Girl? All right, so you got a wide open group. Here comes Space Girl behind me. Okay. See how I'm noticing more from Officer Rob now? He's doing more stuff that I wasn't seeing him doing in the first mission. Okay, we start locking stuff down. In goes.
Space Girl.
What the
Get out of
hell
there.
happened?
I don't know.
Space Girl's right behind me. Oh, I think that.
Space Girl.
Oh, I see what it is. This boss is just tearing her a new A right here. She's like throwing stuff. Boom, boom. Here's where you want your, your taunt, right? Taunt. But check out our brute. I don't even know if he has taunt. He's held. I think it's a couple times now I've seen our melee dude getting held. So that's an issue, right? You can't be playing melee and be in the center of any attention if you don't have your mez protection. And with shield defense, it's a click. So you click your mez and it's on a timer and it expires. So you need to have enough recharge for that thing to be perma and just put it on auto fire. So maybe they don't have it on auto fire. I don't know. But boom, you're held. Space Girl's taking a beating. I don't actually notice this boss over here. I'm focused more in this whole area, trying to get control over this mess. Our Dami's back there doing controls as well, so I can see that's their ice slick. That's what's causing this boss to fall. But by this point, it's too late. I think they end up three-shotting Space Girl and take her out, if I was counting it right. Boom, there she goes,
I don't
third
know
attack.
what just hit Space Girl.
But she's dead. All right, grab some more of this trash.
Get the number of that truck.
Oh man, this is like a slaughter sometimes for us. Space Girl. I gotta see if I even like notice in 1 second. I gotta see if I recorded that stat. No, it looks like I didn't record that one because this would have been the Carney mission, and we just had a death. So we need to up the stats, guys. Man, 1 second. All right, I updated it, so we actually had a total of 8 allied defeats, and might be more, because when I first kind of to get these stats, I don't watch the video right away. I kind of scan through it, skip through it just to look for allied defeats. So sometimes I can miss. But now I've got I think total of 8 defeats. Uh, eh, so not as safe as my other controllers so far. So just noticing having to do a lot more damage and there's a lot of risk here overall. Hmm. All right, well, let's keep watching because things are getting interesting now. It's just I'm having to juggle targets in so many directions, and I can hold it off. I mean, I'm not really in danger myself, but when we got aggro split, we don't have. Okay, here's our problems as I'm looking at this.
Hold on.
We're lacking two things overall. We're lacking aggro management. Now we've got controls, so that's fine. We should be doing better at this than I would sort of think because you've got a controller. I feel like I'm doing what I can with the controls I've got. I'm doing pretty good. Our dominators there, I'm not sure. I've seen domination a few times, but I'd like to see more control. And then maybe that's the issue with the dominator in general because you have control plus you have to attack. So, you're 50-50 split where controllers can kind of more focus on the control. But I'm thinking between the two of us, this should be have been better, but it's not as good as it was. And considering we're the two incarnates on the team, I would think overall we should have had this locked down much more uh, much more better than we did. But we have no. I didn't see anybody taunting. We don't have any sort of beef. We don't have anybody that's up front that is tanking. We've got Spirit Bear. I think is doing the best they can, given that they're level 50 and charging in there. But they're not going to hold aggro. They're not going to be able to pull and taunt stuff that I can't lock down with my controls. And I haven't seen any taunting from General Paragon, so maybe they have their taunt aura, but I don't know what their powers are, set exact powers they have. So we don't have aggro management, and then I think maybe the bigger issue, number two, is we don't have a lot of AoE firepower. And that's evidenced by the fact that I did a ton of damage with this character. I don't think it was necessarily that I'm a AoE juggernaut with this character, damaging with this character, but I had to do a ton of damage. So this is kind of where the stats can be misleading and where you want to be careful and why I'm doing these calculations like rates. Because if you take a look, even though I'm putting out this 400,000 or whatever damage, my rate of damage is not off the charts, right? Here's my rate, 3152. So that's how much damage per minute that I'm putting out. And to compare that with my other controllers, who I'm by total damage, I am out damaging my other controllers. But if you look at the rate, the per minute, because I'm taking these and I'm dividing it, the rate, I'll go ahead and show you guys this for the comparison between the other controllers I've run so far. I've got that data here. Pop this down. Let's see, where is it? Scoot this down. Where is it? The risk, the lethality, threat. Here it is. So check this out. Here is Bhootakash. Time manipulation. 3152. That's her damage output per minute. And then you got my other two defenders, or my other two controllers sitting there. So even though she outdamaged total, it took her, the other two were around 75 minutes or so, roughly. I think this was like 72, that was like 75, but she's 131 minutes. So we're talking another 60 minutes were added onto her missions. So even though she outdamaged them by like 100,000 or something like that, the missions were taking so much longer that her rate was actually in line with the other two. I mean, you can't tell the difference between them. So rate wise, no difference. These controllers are all putting out about the same amount of damage, but the amount that I had to put out was exacerbated just by the team being low on total output of damage from the other sources. Our Sentinel was not doing much damage at all, which, Sentinels generally do less damage than, let's say, a Blaster. They have lower AoE options than a Blaster does. And Dark Blast itself is not AoE heavy. I've only seen them use Black Star once. That's your PBAoE nuke. So I don't know if they were just nervous to get in there. I didn't see any tentacles. I don't think I saw any Nightfall. Would think, right? Am I wrong? Doesn't Dark Blast and Sentinels have cones? I haven't seen any. I've seen some single target attacks. Spirit Bear's got claws. Claws has some AoE, but I don't know if I saw Shockwave used at all. Maybe they don't have it. That's your cone, but it does like a knockback, so maybe people don't like that power. But there's Shockwave, there's Spin is your PBAoE attack. So you got a couple, but not gobs and gobs of it. And then you got your Brute, right? Your Brute's using energy melee, which has whirling hands, which I don't think I saw at all. And they've also got, what is it? Shield, what's that teleport one? I can't remember the name of it, but the teleport, I saw them use that once. So nobody is throwing out much AoE aside from Officer Rob. I'm seeing Ionic, the Judgment. So other than that, I mean, I'm having to do 3/4 of the AoE, and I'm using Crushing Field and Energy Torrent from a controller. I mean, if that's your AoE output, your team is doomed. But that seems to be the issue. So that's what I'm seeing.
You didn't hold on. They didn't hold on.
Oh, they didn't hold on. Look what happened. Rob, don't do it, Rob. Get out of there. I'm going into defensive mode.
1 second, please. 1 second. Hit him.
There we go.
Wormhole their ass is right behind that crate.
I mean, I'm not trying to be super bossy about the wormhole stuff, but anytime anybody else kind of opens with something,
Let's move in.
I don't see good results. I mean, you definitely open Alpha with a Dominator, dominated whatever PBOE, but Juicy Bears. I think I got locked in a Spirit Bear. Boom! Look at this, perfect. dumped them right there. All right, guys, go kill them. Boom, more damage. Keep throwing it. Yeah. Anyway, so Officer Rob with some dominated AoE hold should be able to do some damage. All right, I think I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Hold on, you guys. Hold the fuck on.
There they are. Eat up. Did I only get one good? Oh, that was terrible. I thought I was going to grab a whole bunch. I got like two guys. Wow. Sad. That was a no-look wormhole, though. Just freaking carnies.
Don't phase, don't phase, don't phase.
Nice.
I don't know what the hell happened to him.
Like the Master Illusionist died. Gotta get your AoE attacks, guys. Get your AoEs. Mm-mm. Okay, next group. Kind of spread out. Space Girl just used her nuke there. Yep, it's Black Star. Nobody there to wormhole.
Ugly real fast. Hold on, you guys.
All right, boost up. I'm gonna throw them forward because that's the direction we're headed. Okay, grab these guys while we're still fighting.
That was a scoop, a loop.
Nice, that was beautiful. Oh, that's again classic. So we're fighting that group that we just went towards. Now I'm like looking down the hall to the other group I had partially wormhole. They had the unsatisfying wormhole earlier, and I just grab like all of them,
This freaking scoop I just grabbed.
dump them right there. Perfect. And then cryonic. That was beautiful, if I don't mind saying so. Boom. All right, Space Girl is got. See, Space Girl has a couple of PBOEs. I just saw they had oh, well, not Heart of Darkness. I forget that PBOE Boom Boom power. More. Gonna throw them forward. Because we're heading in that direction, I just throw them in that direction. There's no point in throwing them behind us. Hate that I missed her the second attack. Alright, finish them off. Down the hall now. Still going.
Come on, there you are.
Found a 39% to hit. To the brute's getting punished again. There's whirling hands. Alright, he does have whirling hands. So now I'm seeing confusion. I don't think I saw confusion before this. Again, maybe I'm not seeing these dominator abilities, but as the session progresses and more missions, I see more and more stuff coming from him, and I'm like, where was that earlier? Maybe it was there the whole time and I just missed it, but I'm like, damn, dude, where'd confusion? Ice patches? Yes, more. I've seen people puking. Like, give me more of that control, officer. Keep moving down the hall. Okay, let me grab some more of these
Oh, you do,
dudes.
right?
Yes, I do. You're gonna wormhole some people. So at least this speeds us up a little bit because I can consolidate groups. General Paragon keeps running out of energy. And we got to get him some endurance management. All right, moving down the hall some more. It's like this is the same mission that we've been battling on for how long was this mission again? Let me go look that up because it's like forever and a
I
day.
don't know why, but these
28 mission.
controllers just seem to take way long.
All right. Like right there, I'm commenting on it.
I don't know why, but these missions with controllers just seem to take way long.
Yeah, so that's definitely I'm noticing. My missions with my defenders are, I don't know, what couldn't give you a hard number, but 25% shorter on average, something like that. I don't know if it's because I'm defender, I'm doing damage as a blasty type as well, but that is one thing I can say so far
Right on you.
that the controller missions are just taking longer. And at this point, we're on our third team. You couldn't just say, "Oh, it just happened to be that one team." This is like routine. 26% to hit. I'm getting
Debuffed right now.
debuffed. Can't hit crap. Yes, this mission takes forever.
Finally. I wish I could color those clouds green. That would be awesome.
Another group. Then we're gonna have to take these guys out. Throw them against the wall. Perfect move. Officer Rob gets slobbed. Held again. Come on, get Clarion.
Held my ass. Melody, is this Melody?
This Melody's right next to them. Gonna throw him over there. Ready? Group consolidation. Yeah, that foot stomp has not been working at all. 31% to hit. I didn't realize it's being debuffed that bad. I'm always looking for the next group. That's the one thing I like to do with gravity. It's all right. We got this group. Let's grab the next one. Throw them right on top.
Come on, that's bullshit. Where is it? Where is it? Come on.
All right, splat that group.
It's like surgical extractions.
Guys, keep grabbing more people, throwing them. So you don't have to let people range you. Just grab them and throw them right next to you. Somebody's got Darkest Night on them.
One of our beefcakes there's got shadow stuff. Was it Darkest Night?
held again. Get up there, Clarion. Alright, so we're going to beat up the rest of these.
Exit.
And then boom, done.
Bomb.
Alright, then we go on to a council tip mission over in Peregrine.
Break free just in case.
And we have to take on and find Maelstrom. So I've done this mission a couple times already. I don't think I'm going to do it anymore because I'm kind of tired of Maelstrom. But you take on fifth column, old school fifth column.
Oh, frick. Back off.
Somebody's blowing the crap out of me.
Over there.
Can't see.
Or where Space Girl is. Let me get up here.
There we go. I'm seeing another group. Look at this. I want to go grab them. It's wormhole time, right?
Some more. They're gonna need to be punished.
Let's get some wormhole in here. There we go. Gotta love it. All right, you guys love that wormhole. Just one group on top of the next, on top of the next. I'm looking for more targets. So like, give me more. Dude, these guys and their endurance is terrific. See, Space Girl's almost out. I was hoping for more targets so I could throw them on top of the another shrimp on the Barbie. Okay, we're gonna blow these guys up. There's Maelstrom.
Oh shit! Now you did it, bro.
Blow his ass up. He's puking his brains out. Officer Rob's taking heavy damage. I don't know how he just survived that. I think somebody's gotten behind me at this point. I don't know. I think we're missing somebody. Alright, now Maelstrom's on our side. I think Tubular AFK or something. Sleeping.
Sleeping. Come on.
Yeah, I think the Brute and Scrapper went AFK there for a second. Alright, so we finally beat them up. And now it's, you know, bug hunt through the map. Get the container of bomb triggers and blow it up.
A-holes. Eat that. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Kind of walked right into that one. I mean, for gravity, I think position is your best defense. I mean, you can build around, you know, defense or resistance like just about anything else, but I think if you can use, you know, especially that wormhole, singularity as your, you know, defenses.
Them with the 6-stick. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Now we're going to go to the sauna room. I think somebody dies in here.
Try not to catapult anybody on this map here.
Okay, go upstairs.
Space Girl, where are you?
Space Girl's getting beat up.
Krieger's got you.
He's thrown.
What the fuck are these bomb triggers, dude?
Officer Rob's taking damage, and there he goes. That's who dies. Officer Rob. I don't even know what the hell hit him. Must have been that puppy right there got him.
It just didn't sound good, whatever's going on.
I think I've tried that takeoff foot stomp like 4 times now. I don't think I've knocked anybody. But I also think one of my powers says minus knockback in it or something. Alright, so we're beating these guys up.
Yeah, we're not finding what
See no triggers. Alright, then we go searching around the map. Take a big hit. Take another big hit. Space Girl's taking big hits as well. Right there's the bomb triggers, finally. So we find the bomb triggers,
go back.
blow them up.
Mail.
Now we got to go find Maelstrom again.
God, where the fuck is this guy?
So I'm thinking he's invisible, hiding somewhere. So I'm eating yellows to find him. I can't find him. Right, like 4 yellows. Like nope, don't see him. And then somebody says, "Oh, he's over here." So we go all the way back to the middle of the map again to go find him.
I hate this mission. Frick of passion. I gotta remember. Where?
And I don't even think this is the Maelstrom. There's just more guys over here.
Somebody found him. Sec.
I think it's Officer Rob is fighting him, maybe. Yeah, like
Rob, that one's not on me, bro.
yeah, Officer Rob was soloing. Yeah, so I didn't count that one. Officer Rob went back to the that sauna room by himself and took on Maelstrom and his new entourage while the rest of us were looking around and cleaning stuff up. So I didn't count that defeat. So we had just the one.
At least red side, he stays where you left him.
So we got 8 defeats for allies so far.
Find him back over.
I was defeated once. We go back all the way to this room. There he is.
All right, he's full of the debaggery. Let's get his ass.
Take him on. Take him out. Here we go. Gonna wormhole some more anuses. Throw him into the pillar. They're in the water, guys. They're drowning them. Space Girl. There we go. I finally got a stompy stomp to work.
Just the boy.
Hold his ass. Got a bunch from held now. It's just a matter of beating him down. And boom, he's toast.
How much longer these guys are gonna.
So now I'm like, well, let's just do sort of a regular
Bugs are dropping on us.
paper mission. At this point, we've just lost 3 people. So it's like, oh, crap. I'm almost thinking, you know what? I might just call it right here because we've been at this point an hour, right? 25, 28, 22, over an hour sitting here slogging through these tip missions. And now we're down to just me and 2 others. So it's a matter of, all right, it's getting late. I got Spirit Bear, Officer Rob. The other 2 have left. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do this any much longer. This is like pulling teeth. But I think Spirit Bear is like, well, let's keep going. I'm like, all right, fine. So I start looking for new bodies. And we find our old boy, Gyv. Gyv's got, this is his life. Gyv is my assistant data collector. And then the 60th 2 there, -2 is a pug. So we got a blaster and a Peacebringer. So guess what? We have some firepower now. And I think the results speak for themselves because we have our shortest mission right here. 15 minutes is what this next mission takes us. Now, it's not a tip mission, so it's not a direct one-to-one, but it's our shortest mission. We have people actually that are doing some damage with Gyve and the blaster. And then I think also you can see that we must have been doing decent damage because the upcoming safeguard mission, even though I think we do like 4 side missions, takes 41 minutes, which is not much more than like 15 minutes longer than these other missions that were, simple kind of kill a boss type of missions. So, figure it out that we definitely started stepping up our offensive game here. So let's go ahead and see what happens. The team has some new life in it. I'm like, all right, fine. Looks like we're going to keep going. Okay. One thing that this part of the video clip shows is something I didn't mention too much is just your ability to hold down a whole group of foes, not just, wormholing them around, but you'll see you got, I don't know what, a good 15 guys or something like that sitting in here. And I'm going to go ahead and gravity distortion field and lock down most of them. So I buff up Gyve, taking some damage, and boom, right there. So I've got, how many guys held at this point? You can see them all. 1, 2, 3, 4 for sure. You can see the effect on these guys here. So I think just about all of them, maybe this guy here. And it's hard to say about this guy here, but let's go ahead and just take a look. Then you follow it up with your AoE immobilize. You can see all the damage numbers I'm putting out there, right? Because you're getting containment on all those held guys, which doubles your damage with your attacks. So all these double hits of 22, 17, whatever you're seeing here, 3s, and then you see a lot of my procs. The 47s are the procs. They're popping in here. It's hard to see some of them because they're all blending in, but remember I've got quadruple damage procs sitting in that AoE immobilize. So lots of guys just getting freaking wrecked at this point. Officer Rob's not on the map, and it looks like our blaster's just about to go off here. So a lot of this is just me locking down a huge bunch of dudes. Spirit Bear's in here, about to hit someone. It looks like there might be doing a ripper or something like that. Boom, guys is dying. That's what the blaster does. I'm not sure I ever saw what powers the blaster has. Fire, maybe? They just nuke like crazy. Yeah, they got fire blast. All right, so now we're gonna see. This is what's gonna be interesting. So now we got a blaster with, arguably the highest damage power set for blasters fire, combining with my ability to lock down and hold stuff in place. I just saw a time crawl, so they might be fire time, fire temporal.
Let's see if Officer Rob is on his way, because I can get a couple more people to join us now.
So guy just starts rounding guys up. So we have to change my strategy a little bit because I see Gyves. All right, he's got some stuff handled. Let me go bring some more over here. Boom, throw some guys in a pile. Distortion field. Crushing field. Going to give the buff temporal selection to the blaster.
Looks like we're going to have to call this mission as 4 people.
Let's see, Officer Rob. Let's see if he shows up. I might have to change my numbers if he doesn't. I do think he shows up halfway through. So as long as he's there at least half the way, I'll count it. Oh, guy just haunted some guys or what? I think so. I didn't catch if he went over there. Go back. Alright, so they're fine right now. Yeah, I just saw a guy jump over there. So he's jumping over there, catching aggro, comes back. Here they come. Alright, some more guys coming in.
This team has a lot more firepower, it looks like.
Yep. I think I just wormholed guys from across the way back to the pile. Officer Rob is now on the map. A team like this is when something like a Keldian is a good pickup because they can tank as a dwarf. He could blast, as a squid form. You got versatility. Right now he's mostly tanking.
Yeah, I like this team has more firepower. It frees me up to not have to effing kill everybody.
Yep. I like leading with lift because, as a controller, you don't necessarily get your one-shot holds unless you get the overpower. But with lift, that's essentially a one-shot hold. By the time they land, you can hit them with your gravity distortion and your time stop to stack. All right, Guy is grabbing another group. Here they come. It's just the kind of cool shit that, I don't mind when somebody tanky does. They grab stuff and bring it to the party, not head down 2, 3 door, rooms. Next level, they're already gone. Like, this is fine, go ahead and...
Watched my video about breaking line of sight.
Yeah, that was a pro move with Guy. He grabs some more guys from down the hall, ducks around the corner, takes them to us while we're cleaning up the last couple guys. I think I'm going to grab some more scraps. Alright, so Guy, if I can play with this too. There we go. Dump them here. Bam. That's how much damage an impact does once I get them held. I think it's both propel and lift do bonus damage if they're held, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot the stackable stuff.
Big F and circle. Left, right, or
Skip
center.
ahead.
Here, guys.
There we go.
Hope I don't hit those guys way back there. Nice.
We got sucked. Wormhole. Get wormholio. Some more guys there over by Gyve. Temporal selection with the blaster again. Yeah, he's got time as well. So he's a fire time blaster. I don't think he was incarnated though. Singularities got killed. We got guys who are all over behind us now.
Oh, Gyve.
Gyve, what you do, bro? Let me check the stats, make sure I recorded your demise. Gyve's demise. Did we get you on this mission? I think you were our only defeat. Let's see. Council, yeah. Mission 4, 1. Gyve. All right. Let's see. Back to the vid. Whoops, that's her build. We don't need to see that. Let's see, Gyve, what were you doing over there? Got yourself killed. You're fine. I'm gonna wormhole some more guys. They're... Oh, wow, you just got lit
Oh,
up. What happened? I don't see any quantums.
Gyve, man. Gyve, you're busting my stats.
Did the Eclipse Werewolf take him out? I don't know. I think that room started off as the split. Back it up to the start of that entrance.
Or?
All right, so we go in here. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. So you've got... This is the problem with this room and what I think I see what ended up happening. So we've got a split group. I think it's all one group, but they always split like this. So you got a bunch of guys to the left, bunch of guys to the right. So you got your tanky Gyve is coming in here, dwarf. Gonna grab both these groups. I'm assuming here. Then he comes over here, gathers up. That, of course, at some point you see me following in, and I wormhole this group as well, and then I'm wormholing this group over here because I'm just dumping crap over here to just pile it on. But I think we lose containment at some point because I see loose guys back in here, and there's fighting happening over here, and fighting over there, and there's extra guys over here. So there's stuff scattered all over the place. I don't know if it's because some of the people are rezzed, transformed. Immobilizes don't work on the werewolves, so that could explain part of it. Plus, these guys teleport these galaxies, so that could explain the other reason why they're kind of scattered all over the place. But we lose containment, which is kind of sad, given that we've got a couple control archetypes here, and our dwarf mode taunting Peacebringer. Let's see if we can kind of figure out how this all goes down. All right, so Gyve is grabbing some dudes. I'm gonna buff up a little bit. I figure, all right, looks like we got this handled. I'm gonna grab some more bodies.
More?
All right,
More
so I'm like,
the fire,
I
guys.
feel like we're good. So I throw some more guys on here. I guess I shouldn't have done that,
Hope I
but
don't
we've
hit those
been,
guys way
but
back
we've been
there.
doing well. Now we're destroying all these galaxies, so this is going pretty good.
Nice.
I think I've just like grabbed some more on the other side. Looks like it. And I'm gonna wormhole some more as well. Yeah, we got resin. We got teleporting. Stuff is scattering in. I'm trying to stack them and pack them. Still think we're good. We got all this, right? Yeah, it looks fine. There's a couple guys behind me, but nothing crazy. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to go ahead and grab some more. Looks pretty safe. I'll get the rest of these guys. Right, I already grabbed most of them. So why not a few more? I think I only get a couple. And then boom, while I'm gone, he gets gyved. And I don't see what the hell's going on over there. So that's him in the distance. Boom, right there. He is getting wrecked already. I don't know what it is. There's a couple bosses here. This guy looks like he's looking this way. This guy, that might be another one. I can't tell if that is Spirit Bearer. That's one of the um, galaxies. There might be like an Archon here. Maybe I think he's fighting a werewolf, so there might be a couple bosses get him. Maybe he gets the suck job from one of the galaxy's resin. That's always possible. I'm about to throw some more stuff over here. But this is my bad because if I had I got too cocky, right? I was in a support role and I left the team over here to fight. They weren't done yet. Should have remembered the galaxies and all that crap, resin, you know, the big old sucks that they do when they get back up. So I should have stuck over here instead of getting too greedy and pulling more stuff. So that was my bad on that one. But I am surprised how quickly he just got wrecked. I mean, the Dami's got these guys confused, like two or three of them. Sinji was over here contributing, and all of a sudden he's just dead. Maybe he went human form. But Sinji gets destroyed, so there's got to be a lot of damage coming out. Yeah, it's Werewolf right here. He seems to be the problem. He's one of those transformed ones. He's going off right there. Whoops. He's right.
More if I can.
Okay, another res. Okay, I'm looking for guys around the corner to pull and throw over here because there's only like a third of a group left, but I don't see any. So I go looking, still nothing.
Nobody back here? Huh.
Yeah, that was surprising. I wanted to grab another group and drop them over here. So that's my strategy when I'm playing Gravity. I'm always on the hunt for another group to throw on top of the pile. You know, because we got all our firepower in one area. It just makes sense if I can get another group to throw on there that I'll do it. There we go. Another. Oh, I got double sucked. Look at that. That could have been a death.
Room was the bust.
Keep going. Next room. Here we go. This looks like a nice, juicy, target-rich environment. All right, he's taunting behind the turbine. And I see that group up top. I want to bring him in here. This looks too good to ignore. Taking a bunch of damage. This got framed. There's more guys. I want to grab them. So I think I grab these guys and throw them down low. All right, grab all them. Paralyze the bottom and then worm the top. Where do I worm them up there? I forget what I do. Look at it. Just stack them down here. This is perfect. Start dropping bombs, guys. There it is. Yeah, the team's moving much more smoothly now. I see our blasters having some issues in the back with somebody. Give him a little buff. Give him some support with the controls. This guy just res or something. Stupid freaking frame. See, blast all of them with that. A lot of damage from the resin galaxies. All right. I think this is going to end it.
For a few side
All right, so now we're gearing up for the safeguard.
training.
And so the plan is to go to the bank, take out the hero, and then exit, or do the side missions before exiting.
Officer Rob and 60th second. Well, we're gonna start unless these guys hit the bank.
There we go.
Stop.
All right, so we dash to the bank. Singularity's getting punked outside somewhere. Now this mission, starts off pretty smooth. We take out the robbers and I think it's critical mass again. Pretty quick. Takes like a minute or two. And then we're going to stick around for side missions. And we're here for 41 minutes. So we're only 2-3 minutes there. So the rest, 35 or so minutes or more are going to be all the side missions. So this gets pretty hairy. But I think we do 4 of them this time, where normally I've been doing like 3.
Outside.
But really, I think part of it was I was kind of frustrated at this point. given I had spent so much damn time with those, easier
Always
missions.
have the keys.
So, I'm like, well, let's have some fun with this. Got a couple people just joined the team, like 60th second and Gyv. So I'm like, well, we'll stick it out. At least now I'm kind of having fun. Our pace is moving quicker. Got more firepower, so might as well do this. I don't like what I'm seeing over there in the street already. I don't like this thing. Like to go to the Vandals, you get frickin'. Looks like getting frickin' assassinated here. It's like, when you run these damn safeguard missions, I don't know who the hell is shooting you. Just stuff just starts raining from everywhere. Officer Rob, I think, is floating up over there. Yep, he's dead. There's one. There's our first death. Now, that one again, I don't necessarily think it's my fault. What else could I have done there? Officer Rob went over here to where the map said the Vandals were. But on my way over there, I'd got, held and then attacked by Malta. So most of the other team is over here, taking down this pocket of Malta and starting to work in this direction. But Rob is already taken on the Vandals by himself. They and probably some Malta end up killing him. You know, what do you do as a supporter in that role? If I ran over there to try to directly help them, then I would have abandoned these three, or I would have dragged the Malta over there with me, because I'd already aggroed apparently. So I was just gonna figure I'll stick it out and fight these guys. I thought the rest of the team was behind me, which most of them were, but Rob, he went over there to try to solo that Vandal group. And the freaking rope. Now here comes the Carnies. So I think we're good. Guy's getting murdered. There it is. Uh, 60th seconds taking a beating. See how these damn bosses you can't TP them? It pisses me off because it always makes me split the group with my wormhole. So I don't know if they can lower the mag of TP protection or whatever that enemies have. It's the one problem with gravity control still is your wormhole is not strong enough with the TP. Now how the hell? Okay, look at this. See that Zeus in the background just like firing rockets? Like why? He's way over here. Yet he is aggroed on us and is firing like 80 feet away at us. I don't think any of us were over at that spot. So these Malta get super aggressive. So I want to try to do something to stop them. Of course, I miss. Now again, more guys are coming. I just saw them out of the corner of my eye. Try to get behind Guy a little bit, get some protection. Throw some debuff, control, and I'm getting chased. So I decided I'm going to try to break line of sight behind this fence, and these groups are just coming after me. Okay, so let's scoot over this way. I'm held. Hit the Clarion. And we just lost 60th. Is down. That's our second defeat.
People are going down. They're dropping like flies again.
I think we only have 3 defeats total on this mission. But we just had 2. It's not too much you can do. Comes with Quantum.
Carney Q. Should be the one that has the key. There we go.
Bonus time. All right, there's the carnies I want to get across the courtyard. They have the pawn shop defense. More carnies. Look at them all.
Shit, look at them all.
So another group just spawned vandals, it looks like. Came out of that door and ran this way. And it looks like they're going to gather over here. Meanwhile, the group we wanted is here. So we end up with, I think it's a double group at this point. Like right on top of each other. And I think there's Malta back in this area as well. So I'm pretty sure if I remember this, this turns into a freaking battle royale with cheese over here. Let's see.
Carney swarm, Carney swarm.
All right, I'm effing. I might think I wormhole him over here. Of course, why not? Drop him in there. Cryonic again. 60th, get out of there. Yeah, he's dead. I think he's standing in a burn patch. Officer Rob, get out of there. You're dying. I think I get his ass. Oh shit. Did Officer Rob just buy it too?
What's going on?
Yeah, I think I need another death, you guys. Because 60th just died. That was the third one, right? And then Officer Rob is okay back here. And he gets plinked. One, yeah, boom. All right, shit. I got another death. I didn't see that one. There was like a back-to-back stack. So, we have another defeat, guys. This is not good. We've got 4 here. 9 total. All right, this is turning into a slaughterhouse compared to Marquis. Marquis, I think, only had a total of 3 or 4 at most. Let me pause this real quick and take a look. All right, yeah, I just double checked, and it's true that Marquis only had a few, where this character now has had as many, I think, in this one mission. So interesting. I missed a couple of these when I was scanning through to find it, because a couple look like they were just back to back, or else people got up so quick because I'm jumping ahead by 30 seconds. But anyway, now we got a huge group of dudes coming. Looks like, I think what happened, maybe, I almost effing died. That was close. So she's just plugging away back here, this boss. And I'm sure it's 60th is doing over there. I think they're trying to get some more guys. See this? All right, so 60th is soloing maybe another, I think the group in the alley. Is that what you're doing over there, 60th? You know, not the best idea right now, given that we're taking such hits over here. You know, I'm getting freaking hammered by this chick. Unleash my potential. All right, let me lock this B down over here.
Gotta get the side mission.
There we go. There's our effing key. All right. So we go inside the side mission. We're down to 9.5 minutes. I think it's not 6 minutes. I think it's only like 5, but whatever.
It's a marathon mission, guys. Marathon.
So it's been 6 minutes since we left the bank. Had like 4 deaths in 6 minutes. If you look at it that way, that's crazy. Because I don't think we have any more deaths the rest of the 20 whatever minutes we're in here. Boing. Still clearing. I mean, I gotta say, I like these safeguard side missions, as much as I like some of the mayhem side missions. I mean, this is the fun part of these, no matter which side you're on. I mean, the bank is sort of the boring stuff. Who cares? Sides are what's awesome.
Should be time, right?
Had an ambush.
Should have the time. Come on, guys, let's get it.
6.5 minutes.
Is this her?
There it is.
6 minutes? 5 minutes? Come on.
5 minutes.
Motor time. Watch exit. Fuck that.
I'm going out first. That was not that hot. Could have been worse.
Should be more carnies over there. Let me see if they're out. Yeah.
There's the carny.
Send in the clowns.
Notice there was a stray carny in the middle of the street. I don't know if it was vandal or what. Held.
Enough.
'60th. Don't die, bro. Don't die. There's the guy, that stray guy from the street.
Get his ass. Sapper John, MD.
All right, you got 3 minutes to stop this arson.
Across.
Why the heroes let so many Malta roam? I start getting lit up here.
Guys, hurry up.
I know at this point I'm like, oh shit, I'm out by myself. All right, we're working on this one. It's going to get us only a few more minutes. Start clicking the bombs in the back while everything's held down. There it is. 4 minutes for that.
Let's get the jail bait. Dude, it's bedlam.
All right, I forgot when we came out, it got crazy. All right, so we exit that freaking arson. Check out what's coming down the road here. It's an incoming group of carnies. There's also, I think, the carnies that are still remaining around the alley. I guess 60th either didn't finish them or something. There's still a group. And then there's some freaking Malta over this way. So this just turns into a freaking bloodbath in the streets.
Shit, dude. Sandwich. Oh, shit. No. Carney surprise. Carney surprise, everybody. Dude, it's bedlam.
Aggroing everything. Everything is aggroed.
It's bedlam on the streets of Peregrine.
Grab me some more. We need more bedlam. Figure I might as well snatch that group from the alley before they aggroed. Crazy. Held again.
Give me this. Give me this. Allie. Allie? Shit, why can't I fucking type?
Yeah, dude, I'm like hitting all the wrong keys.
I just can't type, guys. Cannot type. Too much shit happened is why.
Oh my gosh. Dude, you can see, I mean, I'm getting tired of reviewing this at this point, but this whole mission was just going this long, 2 hours,
Jail.
and you're just nonstop, edge of your seat fighting. So we go to the jail.
Alright, let's do this jail bait. Get all the toys out.
Summon all our pets. Got about 10 minutes to go.
Damn. It's going off.
Wish I
Can
could.
I target anybody in here?
I wish I could
No.
target through that window. It'd be so nice.
Nope.
Wormhole their ass.
See if this will aggro somebody to come out. Then I'll freaking target them.
There we go. You guys are falling for it.
You are. Three right here in the corner.
Nice, nice. Worked out pretty well, except for the part I got knocked back.
Let's go.
It's our third side mission. I do feel it's easier to build time here on the blue side safeguard. I mean, Mayhem's red side, you can build time pretty quick as long as people know to blow up the destructibles and stuff.
Got it.
Guys going in.
Crap, has buffed the PPD guy.
Unaffected, unaffected. See how annoying that these phased illusionists are? Well, that's what Dimension Shift does, but except that the character is the one that decides to do it with that stupid power. So if you don't like Carney's phasing, then you shouldn't use Dimension Shift for the same reason.
All right, they're all down.
Alrighty. Oh, my puppy is dreaming behind me. In case you hear any squeaking.
Get over here. Shit. That's not what I wanted to do.
One thing I'm not sure of is my energy font spawning when I summon Distortion Field, or is it only when it attempts to hold somebody? Because I don't think I've seen it proc more than once, one instance. So it seems to suggest it's based upon
Sewer?
placement. 8 minutes for the jailbait. That one's worth it. No, the sewer one is bombs, I think.
Uh-oh.
Go, we got more carnies. Okay.
Chaos, guys. This is effing
Get out of here.
Ready to click it.
That's a group in the middle of the street.
It should be over here.
So I think there is a.
We got
Yes,
carnies
yeah.
right there. Shit. I didn't see them.
These guys just like show up like what over the wall? I mean, I don't know. So every foot you take step in the street, there's people trying to kill you. Now check this crap out.
Incoming, incoming.
Mobilized, held, knocked back. Here comes another group. Check that out. Another freaking group is coming. This is freaking crazy. Did you see that? All right, so look how many freaking groups. So we come out of the jail. We exit jail. And there's a group that appears, I think, over the wall behind us. And I was heading this way and I started to hear fighting. So I turned around, there's a group attacking. Then I noticed some more action coming from this direction. And a second ambush or something shows up. And now watch what happens as we're fighting that. Trying to lock this down. I almost get killed from that ambush behind me. Backing up, buffing. And look at what's coming in the distance. All right, pause it right there. Check this out. There's another group right here. A third group is coming. Boom. This is what got us in trouble, and I think the Marquise mission was we got triple whammied. I didn't know this many freaking ambushers show up. More carnies. We're still fighting the remnants of the first group over here that came over the wall. I think like some of these bosses are still alive. Then here's the second group. We're still fighting them, and now a third group shows up. It's freaking insanity. I didn't know these safeguards get this dangerous. And this is why, like, people, whenever you run safeguard, the bank missions, blue side, people just go bank and skip and they're done, exit. I mean, this is the fun stuff. I think anybody out there who's watching us right now, if you haven't run the full safeguard, next time you're running a radio mission or whatever, tell your team leader or whatever, hey, let's run the side missions. Because this just gets insane. It's fun, insane. There we go. We're finally starting to get this thing under control. There we go. Get this group. Nuts, man. Nuts. Alright, finally get this group killed. Still fighting the third group. Still fighting. I mean, this fight was like 5 minutes. Still going. Now here comes some freaking Malta. I just saw a sapper swoop in. Getting shot now. Like, what the hell? Where do these guys come from?
Guys, come on.
So any extra time you did make is now like wasted because you're fighting in the streets. And there's still this group of carnies over here that we haven't even touched.
Sewer hole. Good, not good.
Yeah, this got crazy too.
H. Let's head over to the sewer.
So I head over to where the sewer is.
Is it this one?
And I'm like, all right, let me take a peek. No, I don't think it's that one.
Crap.
And also, bam, there's effing more carnies.
This could be. Oh, fall.
And then boom, bam, fall into the Malta.
Good, not good.
So you have to be very methodical, and I'm just jumping around, aggroing every freaking thing on this map. Now, Gyv comes and saves me. Thank you, Gyv.
I'm not sure which one it is.
I am pleased with the amount of control that the slows and stuff are providing. Alright, I think it's this one here. But we need a key, which I think is this group. But then I think actually these are vandals.
Don't know if this is the group here.
So the group might have actually been the one that was back in the street that we skipped past.
Totally missed that crap.
Or there's another group that's even further.
I don't know if it's this group. There's another group on the other side of the wall.
And you can see there's another group over here. Back. Again, things start getting chaotic. Bodies in the streets. Super Arachnos up there. I still want to fight these jackholes that are at the back door. More vandals. Alta shows up out of nowhere. Officer Rob.
Rob is there. He is.
He's got barrier too. I don't see how he has all these incarnate things unlocked. He was only vet level 5 when he joined up. He must have given himself a bunch of transcendent merits or something.
Is that it? Nope.
Nope.
Where are the more carnies? That might be the ones over here. Not those either.
Oh, excuse me. I think it might be the group that was. There's a group in the corner. I think
Some
it's.
in the street.
I think it's these. Yeah, I think it's this group. Although that group gives us this mission, whatever the hell this one is. So that corner group wasn't even the ones. Must be the other one. There was another group that was in the street corner out down the road there from the jail. I think that might be it.
Guys in here.
So teleport him in here. We got group comes in from the street, I think, an ambush. Following us in. These freaking chicks. Fighting everywhere. Don't die, Gyv. I don't want to edit my stats any more than I have so far. There we go. Get to the end of this. I think this is the last side mission we end up doing. I think there was another one, but we didn't go and get it.
Get CP these damn bosses.
It's a lot of skin of your teeth type of gameplay. Fighting down at the end of the hall.
Grab some of these fools over here. Throw them right there.
Okay, snag about 6 of them.
Yeah, that one.
Perfect. That was a nice wormhole, guys. Right there. Beautiful. Right on top of Gyv. Right where Blaster and Dominator can start blasting and killing them all. Here comes incoming rocket ships. Debuff his ass. Chloe's up top there. And looks like Rob is getting that. There's your bonus time. 6 minutes for the weapon steal stop. I think that was the last one, though. I don't think we do any more.
There might be a group over here.
So we get the sewer.
2+ hours.
All right, yeah. So I think we just at that point, I think I just say F it. We've been on that 40 whatever minutes at this point. Pull that up. So we're on that mission 40 total minutes, I think. 41 minutes. So at that point, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. It's been over 2 hours of this craziness. I'm freaking exhausted at this point. It was like 1 in the morning or something. And already had redone the team that one time. So boom, I was done. So kind of wrap this up then, because this video is getting long as well. Jesus, 2 hours and 42 minutes. Oh my God, guys, these reviews are just insane about what's going on here. But anyway, I want to make sure I'm sharing it all with you guys so you can see what happened. So you don't think I'm just making stuff up. It was freaking chaos. You saw how much offensive output I had to contribute with this character. Things got a little bit hairy there a few times. In the grand scheme, it wasn't awful. I thought I was a little bit more survivable than that. At least I was. I only died once that I saw that I remember as well. So that was fine for me. I was doing a good job considering, I was all the incoming damage and crap and the amount of time we were on the maps. The allies could have been better. I mean, 9 total defeats is kind of up there. Not so hot, but it was also a long stretch of time. So, I mean, for 2 hours, if I only lose 9, it's not bad, given that we weren't all incarnated and going sick and taking on +4, +5 mobs, but a little bit highish. Then the lethality. This is another crazy stat. Check this out: 369 defeats I had to do. That's the record so far. Boom, over the top, crazy. But again, we got to take it in context of the time. It was 2.88 per minute. So we're going to compare that to the other controllers in a second. But still, it's a lot of freaking defeats I laid out there. A lot of damage I put out there. I already told you how much total damage, 407,000 total damage that I had to put out. Insane amounts of damage. Cryonic, one thing I didn't mention so far is my judgment powers. Yeah, I got 70,000 here, so that was close to a third of my controller's personal damage was just the cryonic power. That's a huge chunk, like 30% or something like that. But I also got a ton of damage out of. Look at Propel's damage, 32,000 from Propel. I'm also happy, I got 10, 11,000 here from almost 12,000 from the couple procs I put in non-combat powers. Like, I didn't think Times Juncture was going to do this much damage. I was concerned about this when I was talking about the build video. As a matter of fact, I think I took the damage proc out of my Defender's Times Juncture because I didn't think it was going to do much. Just, you have to be in melee, and then I don't think it was going to proc that often. Uh, I, probably if I had time, I would have taken it out of her build as well, but I didn't. And I'm actually kind of glad because look, 10, almost 11,000 for just standing near people. I had enough people around me that it actually came in handy. I found this controller was spending actually a bit more time in melee range than my defender was, which is kind of weird. It seemed that way. But just a ton of damage I'm putting out. And then the last stat I haven't mentioned yet, that's how much damage I took. So you take a look at this. It was a maximum total of 47,768. So she was taking 359 per minute. We'll take a look at what that means in a second compared to the other controllers. But I felt like I was taking a lot of damage on these missions. And if you look at the types of damage, psi damage, look at 18,000 psi damage I was taking. That's got to be the highest. That's the record, I think, so far. Bunch of fire damage, almost 10K of that. The other one, energy. Again, energy surprised me with the amount of energy damage that's out there. It's so far it's more than what I'm taking in Smash Lethal, although a lot of my builds have a lot of Smash Lethal resistance in them. But just the amount of energy damage that's out in the game is kind of crazy. So that might be something if you're building a character and you have an option for, hey, what shields or what bonuses should you go for sets, you might want to look at energy resistance if you had to choose. So lots of damage. That last mission, Safeguard, was 17,000. You'd expect that to be pretty high, but check that out. That first mission, almost 11,500 for 25 minutes. That's pretty close to the safeguard mission. You're taking 460 a minute, so it's actually faster than the safeguard. And that was the first mission we ran, and that was the one against the Arachnos. That warehouse and Hollow Point showed up, and it was just chock full of freaking spiders everywhere. I took a ton of damage on that one, out of the park type of stuff. But even despite all that, I was still out damaging my liability. I was putting out 9.5 times more damage than I was taking. So pretty offensive, powerhouse this character turns out to be. Let's take a look at sort of the side by sides with the other controllers. This will be important. I'm not going to talk about the versus defender. We'll do that in the verdict. But here's what you got comparing side by side with, the electro affinity, the nature affinity, time manipulation. These rates, these are the per minute, and you're looking for overlaps here with these stats. Let me pause this real quick. All right, wanted to add in the error bar so we can have a direct comparison. So, electrical, nature, time, this is the rate, this is the average survivability rate. So, the number of defeats per minute multiplied by 60 to get per hour. But anyway, you can see that, nature affinity was the safest at this point, had no defeats. Electro affinity was, at least on, first look, was the least safe. But time now it's the overlap of these bars is there, so there's no statistical, difference between electoral and time as far as safety goes. So those two are, on par with each other is what that translates into. And then we take a look at remember the index is per teammate. So these two guys are, very static because they had the same number of teammates. So the rates were or the indices were pretty tight. There wasn't a lot of defeats. I had no defeats and one defeat, so it's going to give very tight data. Whereas this one, I had a few defeats of my character per teammate. All right, then let's take the risk. This is the allies, and same idea here. You can see this is where I wanted to take a look at this. Let me go ahead and do this. No fill. All right, had to move that out of the way. So here's what we've got. Switch this. So if you take a look, can I move this? Yeah, move that. So I'm looking for overlap, and here it is. You can see that the electroaffinity is not overlapping the other two. So that translates into electroaffinity is statistically riskier for your teammates so far than the other two sets. So even though the personal risk is not statistically significant, the ally risk is. So these two are better at protecting their allies so far, and these two, it looks like there's just a smidge of overlap. So I don't think there's a statistically significant difference here. It's pretty close. So it's hard to say exactly who is, superior at this point. Clearly, nature seems to be the safest of the three tested at this point, but time is pretty close to nature. The per teammate risk, there's overlap for all three of those, so I can't say that the teammates haven't any specific impact yet. It does seem to be a broader spread with electrical, just as far as consistency goes. Then lethality is, your offensive, how many bodies you're putting down. So there's no overlap between the the dark nature one, and the time paired with gravity, and the plant electro. So at this point, we can say that offensively, defeating foes, the dark nature combo is the most lethal. So it seems like it's the most safe, although there's, pretty close here. And it's the most lethal as far as taking enemies out. So clearly we have a quote winner, at least on the controller side. That dark and nature combo seems to be the strongest so far. Looks like no statistically significant difference between electrical and time manipulation as far as lethality goes. although the edge is heading towards time. The per teammate, again, we see a lot of overlap. Remember that the box represents, half the data, which is the bulk of it, and there is, overlap with all of that. There's a much wider spread on the nature build, so there's some outlying data here that's making that a little bit crazier looking. Then we look at the threat. This is your output, so this is similar stat to lethality. Remember, lethality isn't necessarily the best measure of how offensive your character is, because this is essentially just the final blow. Who puts the killing blow out there? So that could be partial luck. I think with the nature and the dark one, you had a lot of killing blows because of just the pets and things were contributing a lot of damage here. So I think they could contribute and get that final hit, where gravity was relying mostly on singularity for consistent damage. But the threat level, the offensive output, you can see they're pretty. I mean, there's no statistically significant difference here. They're all three of them are putting about the same amount of damage per minute. You can't tell the difference. And that's also apparent here in the per teammate. Again, a lot of overlap, a lot of spread on the nature again. And then the last one is your more raw defensive, your resilience, how much incoming damage you're taking. This is probably the one that's most impacted, I would think, by teams composition. Just because if you got a lot of tanky type of people that are taking aggro away from you, you're going to take less damage because it's going towards somebody else. And you see, nature seems to have the edge here. But was that the team or was that nature? I would say it's probably nature slash dark combined, just given that it's, the other stats are also superior with the exception of just the total damage numbers. Maybe that team was better than the other ones, but I'd have to go back and look and see how consistent was it the same exact teammates the whole time or not. But clearly that build was strong both offensively and defensively. And what's interesting is how there is no overlap between all three. I mean, you can pretty much do a 1, 2, 3 in that order: nature, time, electrical, as far as protection, at least of self, and damage incoming. And we're assuming that the incoming damage you're taking is mirrored by what your allies are taking. So that's kind of my theory here, or my hypothesis anyway. And the per teammate, this is the first time we're seeing some daylight between a couple of the sets. So the nature combo versus electrical, there does definitely seem to be a difference in the per teammate. It's much lower per teammate than it is with electrical, which is kind of interesting. I mean, electrical, you're directly reactively buffing teammates. Maybe that's why you end up taking more damage per teammate versus nature, where it's very patchy. You're taking less damage per teammate because you don't have to focus so much, on the buffing side. I don't know. It's hard to say. And then time is not super buffy at all. It's more debuffy, like a 70-30, I would say. At least the way I have it slotted and powers I picked. There's a lot of overlap between the two. So it's hard to say anything about that one. And then here's the next one. The interesting one is that liability ratio. So this is the damage out versus damage in ratio. Let me go ahead and fix this font real quick so it doesn't take up so much of the space. Do that. There we go. So nature dark, 23 times more output than input. That's dramatically different. The time is close to 10, and it looks like there's some. I don't know if there's any overlap here or not between the two. So time again could be in a clear number 2 position. And that's that combination of output versus input. And even though, again, time put out a lot of damage, it took a lot of time. So that's why these numbers are as low as they are. But it does seem to be superior to electrical. So, I mean, at this stage, I think I can kind of start to lean towards, the nature dark combo is clearly superior to the other two in all the metrics I'm studying, except for like one. And time seems to be clearly second place in about three of the 5 metrics or so. And then Electro seems to just be the worst pairing. And this is similar to what I saw with the Defender. We'll take a look at the side by sides with the Defender controller in the verdict video, but I mean, I'm starting to see some winners here. Starting to see some winners. And the last stat I didn't show you, let me pull it up real quick. 1 second. Here it is. It's this one. This is the contribution proportionally between the pets in orange and the controller in blue. This is for Bhootakash. So you can see that, in her missions, 1, 2, 4, and the safeguard's pretty close. It's about a 50-50. I mean, those three for sure. This one, this one looks pretty much like a 50-50 split. This one might be 60-40 controller to pets, and then this one also might be like a 70-30 split between controller and pet. So again, we're seeing here just the sheer raw importance of damage the pets are dealing to the controller's overall output. And the one thing I wondered as I think about it, I don't there's no way to really measure this, would be the contribution towards safety. Like, this is obviously, I sit here and look at how much damage these pets are putting out, but I wonder how much damage they are preventing. And there's no way to know that, at least with the log chat. There's no way to see, oh, that pet blocked a certain amount of damage, decreased the amount of damage, whatever. I think the dark pets could be kind of assumed based upon their minus to hit, and their controlliness with the fear to lower the incoming damage. And then you had the plant pets with Ostara. They're more offensive, so I don't think you're going to get much defense, although maybe the knockdowns from the creepers, how much that happened wouldn't be a ton. And then Gravity, I think, has a lot of control with Singularity, of course. So, and it's pretty tanky, so it's also going to be causing a lot of incoming fire to head in its direction. So I don't know. There's no way to quantify it, but I wish I could figure that out. And the only thing I could think that might get a slight answer might be, I haven't recorded this stat, but it's in the chat log, is the pet damage taken. So I know how much damage the controllers are taking. I wonder if that ratio might be something useful. Controller to pet damage taken. With the assumption, hey, if all things are equal, they're taking the same amount of damage. If the pet is getting itself involved more, which, would then take more damage, does that mean that it's protecting the controller? Maybe. If the controller's taking way more damage than the pet, and the pet's not doing much defensively, be something interesting to take a look at. I don't know if it's a direct measure of anything, but maybe that in conjunction with this, because this gives us some idea of how much offense it's putting out. I wonder how much damage it takes, if that's going to be a relevant stat or not. Maybe. I'll have to see about how hard it would be to do that, how much damage the pets take. I don't know if you can get all that damage though, like the creepers. I don't know if it records how many times the creepers got hit as in the plant one, if that was even recorded as a incoming stat or not. I don't know, I'll have to go back and look. Anyway, there you are. That's what I'm. All right, here is that last stat I was just thinking about, or one of the show. That's this one here. Damage output of the pets compared to the controller. So you can see the Singularity and company are in orange. Energy font, the two storm elemental essences. And you can see in mission 1, 2, and the safeguard 5 here, it was about 50-50. About half the damage was contributed by those pets. And then it was, well, actually, probably number 4 would have been 50-50. This might be more of a 60-40 split, give or take. And then here we're probably looking at 70-30, maybe 80-20, something like that. But for at least 3 of the missions, I feel this pet contributed half the damage at least, and then the other ones it was a significant amount of damage. So I don't think it can be overlooked just the sheer amount of damage the pets are contributing to your controllers and their output. And the one thing I wish I could figure out would be not just their contribution, but their mitigation. How much damage are these pets preventing your controller from taking? What impact do they have on that damage input that the controller is suffering? And there's really no way to figure that out because the chat log gives you damage output for the pets. The only other thing I could think is the pet's damage taken. I don't know if that would be a useful stat or not for this answer. How much damage your pets took? I haven't looked at it or analyzed it, but maybe if you did a controller versus their pets taken, kind of like what I'm showing here, is that a useful stat or not? That ratio? Because maybe if that ratio is like 1 to 1, they're both taking the equal same amounts, which is what you'd expect if there was no, a neutral effect. But then if the controller's taking more damage than the pet, then it's not doing much in mitigation. Whereas if the controller's taking less damage than the pet, then the pet is getting itself involved more tanky, maybe. Don't know if that's a true statement or not, but that is some data I could look at. Let's see if it makes a difference. So that's something to think about. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But anyway, there you go. That's what we got. We are going to wrap it with that. We're clocking in at just over 3 freaking hours. Oh my goodness. But hopefully, after seeing that, you guys can decide for yourself Bhootakash support role. I think she was very offensive. I think she contributed a ton of damage and a ton to the foe defeats. Slow crushing death, of course. She was very safe personally. I think her teammates might be like, man, I wish you could do more, but I don't think time is built as a save your bacon type of set for allies. You don't have much, that you can do for an ally directly. But I do think it's a powerful debuff slash control set. So I think you combine it with the controller's control set, it really makes for a strong mitigator in that sense. Um, and just given the low damage output of the team, I would suspect that had she not mitigated as much damage as she did, that the body count would have been like double. At least the allies would have probably at least double that amount of deaths. I do think there was a lot of mitigation with the controls and the slows and stuff. It's hard to quantify though, but we'll see. We'll have to do a couple more runs, a couple more builds, and we'll figure out how this fits in the bigger picture. But there you go. I mean, you guys tell me, what'd you think? Controller, defender, time manipulation, who's better? Who would you rather have on the team? I'm going to make that verdict video in the next couple days. I'll see about putting out a poll. You guys can answer, take your pick, or you can respond here in the comments what you thought. In the meantime, have yourselves a good one, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.